Welcome back to my channel Learning Arabic through Pronunciation. Today we'll talk about how to express the dual or the twice and the plural. We all know the singular in the Arabic. It is just the word as it is without any adjectives. Okay, for the nouns, of course. So, how to make the word express two persons or two things in Arabic, which is the dual or the twice, and how to express more than 3 to infinity number of things or persons using the plural. We'll notice the dual or the twice is a very is a characteristic to the Arabic language. Is not found in any language, or the languages I don't know anything about the dual or the twice found in any other language than the Arabic. So let's start and know more about them. So the dual or the twice means in Arabic al-muthanna, of course. So we make the word expressing two things or two persons by adding alif wa noon or ya wa noon at the end of the word. For example, okay, we have examples here. Walad, which means a boy, becomes waladan or waladain, which means two boys. Bint, which means a girl, becomes bintan or bintain, which means two girls. And I said there is a rule for adding alif wa noon and ya wa noon, but we'll not mention it in this video. Okay. The third example is shajara, which means a tree, becomes shajaratan or shajaratain, which means both words means two trees. You have to know that the noun, adjective, and the verb in the sentence all are changed to the twice or the plural form. What does that mean? It means that if you want to express two persons, you have to change the whole word, not only the noun, as we can see in the English, for example. And the same goes for the plural. We change the whole word. Okay? You have to know that noun means in Arabic al-ism, adjective means in Arabic al-na'at, verb means in Arabic verb, twice means al-mutanna, and plural means al-jam'. This is for your knowledge, okay? You don't have to know them. Examples for the dual or the twice: الطالبان نجحا في المسابقة. Again, الطالبان نجحا في المسابقة, which means the two students succeeded at the competition, of course. You can see here الطالبان, which is the first word. It means the two students. We added alif wa noon at the end, followed by the verb. As you can see here, the verb has at the end the letter alif. This letter alif is added to express two persons. So we changes it. We changes the verb in order to express two persons. Okay. أخذت من اللاعبين الكرة, which means I took the ball from the two players. And you can see here the two players means اللاعبين, and you can see here and observe ya wa noon at the end of this word. Okay, the word before the last one has ya wa noon at the end. يقرأ الطالبان في الكتابين. The two students read in the two books. The two students means الطالبان. You can see here alif wa noon at the end. And the two books means الكتابين, which is the last word. The last word here has ya wa noon. So you can see here the two students and the two books are two nouns. We change them by adding alif wa noon or ya wa noon to the twice or the dual form. More examples. Okay. شاهدت الكوكبين, which means I watched the two planets. And the two planets here you can see here means in Arabic الكوكبين. There is ya wa noon at the end. فرحت بالهديتين, I was happy with the two presents. الهديتين means the two presents. And you can see here also ya wa noon at the end. كان الملاكمان ماهرين, which means the two boxers were good. And you can see here the adjective, which is the last word ماهرين, has ya wa noon at the end. Okay, the same so you can see here the noun and the adjective in this sentence has are in the dual form by adding alif ونون or ya ونون at the end of each of the noun and the adjective. Now we'll move on to the plural. The plural has 3 types, of course, okay? Regular and irregular. But I made a mistake. The regular has 2 types, not the irregular. Regular has only 1 type. You can see that that table illustrates and summarizes all you want to know about the plural. The plural, which is a regular one, has 2 types in English and Arabic. The first one is Scot-free masculine plural, and the second one is the Scot-free feminine plural. The Scot-free masculine plural means in Arabic جمع مذكر سالم, and it's called Scot-free because we add the adjectives at the end of the noun or at the end of the word, of course, so as to make it the plural for the masculine for men, okay, to make the plural for men only, okay. The Scot-free feminine plural means in Arabic جمع مؤنث سالم, and it's also regular, and regular because we add only alif وتاء at the end of the word, or okay, so as to make it for the plural to express women or girls only, the plural for the women or girls. The last one, which is the breakage plural, which is called in Arabic جمع تكسير, it breaks the rule. It has no rule. We only memorize it in Arabic, but as we are native Arabic speakers, we usually or we tend to memorize them quickly, as we can find some similarities in many words. Okay, I'll tell you about them in a separate video inshallah. So the regular masculine plural means in Arabic جمع المذكر السالم. Okay, so there is a rule in order to use this masculine plural. The word must be masculine or مذكر, must be sensible عاقل to express only humans, singular مفرد, the word must be singular form, proper must be علم, which means about humans, as I said before, or something that is proper names, of course. So the rule is, okay, we add واو ونون or ياء ونون at the end of the noun, adjective, and verb. And as I said before, if you want to change the word to the plural form, you have to change all in the sentence, which is the noun, the adjective, and the verb. Okay, so let's see examples here. معلم, the plural is معلمون or معلمين. مهندس, the plural is مهندسون or مهندسين. There is a rule for adding واو ونون and ياء ونون, but we won't talk about them in this video. كاتب, the plural is كاتبون or كاتبين. So معلم means in Arabic a teacher, the plural is teachers. مهندس means an engineer, the plural is engineers. كاتب means a writer, the plural is writers. Okay, let's see sentences. أكل العاملون, okay, the workers ate. العاملون, the workers, it has واو ونون at the end, but we didn't change the verb in this case because the verb came before the noun. So if the verb came after the noun, we will change the verb by adding واو ونون at the end. Okay, كافأ المدير العاملين means the boss rewarded the workers. Okay, the boss rewarded the workers. ذهب محمد إلى العاملين. Muhammad went to the workers, and you see here the workers has ya ونون in the last 2 sentences. Okay, the regular feminine plural must be feminine, means مؤنث in Arabic, sensible عاقل, singular مفرد, proper علم. So what is the rule? The rule is we add alif wa ta at the end of the noun or the adjective only. We don't change the verb by this case. We change the verb to the plural form, but it's in another way. Okay, not in this video. Examples: we have the word طالبة. Okay, it will become طالبات with the short vowel ضمة or طالباتي with the short vowel كسرة. The two forms have alif and ta at the end. Okay, so let's see examples using this word. طالبة means female student. طالبات means female students. Okay, the first example is فهمت الطالبات الدرس, which means the female students understood the lesson. And you can see here the short vowel ضمة. Okay, there is also a rule for adding short vowel ضمة and short vowel كسرة, but we'll not express talk about them in this video. كلمت المديرة الطالبات, which means the boss or the manageress, which is the female manager, talked to the students. شرحت المدرسة الدرس للطالبات, which means the teacher explained the lesson to the students. جاءت المعلمات, which means the female teachers came. سمعت القراءات, which means I heard the readings. And كانت الورقات على المكتب, which means the papers were on the desks. And the last example, الفتيات المجدات ينجحن, which means the hardworking girls succeed. These examples show so that the information sticks to your brain, and that you can find many ways of writing and the regular feminine plural. Let's move on to the last one, which is a regular plural, which means جمع التكسير. It has three forms for the plural. Okay, it has no rule, but the main forms of the irregular plural is by adding, which means in Arabic al-idafa, by adding letters to the noun. Okay, طفل, as the example here, طفل becomes أطفال, which means a child becomes children. Second one, by subtracting, or الطرح, by removing letters from the word so as to make it in the irregular plural. For example, كتاب becomes كتب. Book, which means كتاب means a book, becomes books. The last one, or the last form, is changing short vowels, which means تغيير التشكيل. تغيير التشكيل. By changing the ضمة كسرة or فتحة in the word. For example, أسد, which means a lion, becomes lions. Asad becomes أسد. So we changed the in the first letter Asad has the short vowel فتحة. Okay, but it just is not obvious. So we changed it into ضمة, becomes أسد. Asad becomes أسد. You can see the difference in the pronunciation. Asad becomes أسد. So we changed only the way we pronounce it. Okay, so it has three forms: by adding letters, or removing letters, or changing the short vowel, or changing the pronunciation of the word so as to make it in the irregular plural. This is the end of our today's lesson. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope you watch more videos for us. Thanks for watching, and see you for another lesson. Bye.